All right, and away we go. All right, they're both going to do Bright first. This is probably the safer race, safer marathon route for sure. Just being able to get through Bright in a fairly reasonable time frame, not have to worry about getting sniped by the fly on the balloon screen for Pharaoh. So probably a good smart decision for both of them to go for.
Yeah, I think both of these runners actually prefer this route on top of that, just on top of, like, in addition to it being safer. I think we've learned that Pharaoh First is 6 seconds faster overall in the run, but it seems to even out with all the many little layers of RNG that this game has to offer.
And it especially starts eating into that once you start not going for the balloon strats in this screen that they're both on currently, the grasshopper screen.
Yeah, for sure. Not only is the balloon strat faster, it's eliminating some of this RNG that we were talking about here, and the lag too of the grasshoppers jumping up and down. They can give you short hops or long hops, and if there is a long hop from the grasshopper, you are in good luck, but if not, you can lose quite a few seconds throughout the stage just on that alone. It's like they're both neck and neck right here coming through the last room of Brightman's stage. Mello with just a slight lead.
I think their grasshopper luck was fairly close. Maybe one extra short jump pattern from Aurel. Is it Aurel?
Aurel, I don't know. My French is terrible, so I'm not going to try to get it right. And I've asked him before how he pronounces his name, and he said it doesn't matter. No problem there.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Hopefully he'll forgive us for butchering his name a little bit.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. Pretty similar kill times there.
It's like, yeah, it looks like they're both standing on the pixel. Mel with just the slightest lead coming out of the first stage.
Like right about 1 second, which is pretty solid for stage 1, for sure.
Definitely. It's good to see that we have a close race right off the bat. And then, yeah, something you were talking about is going to come in play right here at the beginning of Pharaoh Man's stage. Now they have flash stoppers, so they don't have to worry about mashing down these scorpions. They can just slide right through the sand and hopefully head over to get the balloon.
Yeah, it cuts out a lot of lag from the scorpions. You don't have to mash them down, and it cuts out all of the randomness of the flies above you dropping their bullets, which, if things go poorly, it can snipe you right out of the air right as you're jumping over the gap over here to the balloon. But they both made the jump, so we're in good shape here.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the scarier things about the Pharaoh First route too. Is luckily it's like the first screen of the game, so it's not a horrible reset to be taking. But getting sniped by that fly is real. Kind of a little lag reduction move that they can make here is if you slide over as quick as you can and get onto the next platform before it shoots, it can keep the bullets off the screen, save a few frames there.
It's a little bit tighter timing to get the correct jump to make sure that the balloon doesn't get its shot off. Can be a little trickier, but can save just a little bit of time if you manage to get it properly there.
So a pretty close thing. Oh, Aurel taking a death there at the end of very end of Pharaoh's stage. That's going to cost quite a bit of time.
Yeah, just barely slipped off the edge of the last balloon. Didn't quite get his jump input off. So yeah, it's gonna hurt a little bit here.
We have Mello facing Pharaoh Man right now. Even though we have his weakness at this point in the game, which is the flash stopper, it is an extremely slow way to get through this fight. So bustering is the way to go. In either route. It looks like Mel's getting some bad luck from Pharaoh Man here. He's jumping quite a bit, and it's not really what we're looking for. Hopefully just stands in place, charges his shots, and lets you get out of there. I mean, we were just talking about the balloon. We didn't get to see it in Bright because these were both Bright first runners, but our next stage is going to start handling it really well. You're going to skip a lot of this whole climb section at the beginning of Ringman's stage just by using the balloons. It's really helpful little strat.
Yeah, I think you were referring to it as like winter solstice and summer solstice.
Yes.
Getting through it quicker.
Yeah, so a quick route through it is the winter solstice, and having screen transitions or problems on your way up would be the summer solstice.
Just barely didn't squeeze by the turret there, so still pretty good climb overall, though.
Sure. And then we're going to see this hippo come up. We don't want to deal with these mini bosses in Ringman stage, and we don't need to, so we just deboost and slide on through, no problem.
Yeah, there's only one mini boss that we actually have to kill, and it's the one coming up on the next screen. Everything else we just skip by because it's too slow to wait for.
Very useful that the devs somehow didn't include those walls in there. I know that there's a really tight strat too on those hippos where if you back deboost just right, Mega Man will basically take his damage boost over the top of the hippo, and it's very swag and looks great.
Yeah, it's a little tight. Oh, he got the frame perfect. So Mello has the big orb over his head, but he was still firing the small one. So that means that he, when he did his shot, he got a frame perfect B input on his jump frame. So it charged a full shot and kept the small shot as his like shootable. It's a little laggier to do it that way, unfortunately, but
and
something you got to watch out for.
Yeah, impressive. And meanwhile, Aurel getting that back deboost I was talking about, and as I'm saying that, Mello having a nice, perfect, clean ring fight there.
Yeah, ring fight's one of those ones that's really dangerous going thin because there's so many damage boosts that you do in the stage that you're basically always going to be one shot by ring. So you have to watch your health and watch his position pretty well. Fortunately, the ring fight is fairly scripted, where if you do the same thing every time, he does the same thing every time.
It is. The only caveat to that is that it's just such a tight fight. Making the smallest little mistake will allow Ring to get you a hit, and with your health being so low from all the deboosts you're taking throughout the stage, it's not the easiest thing. See Mello opting for the bright strats in Dustman stage here.
Yeah, Norel gets a clean ring kill as well. Yeah, there are Pharaoh strats that you can do for this section of Dust. It's slightly faster in the optimal sense, just from a bit more lag reduction from killing the ladybugs on screen. But I consider it to be considerably harder, so not
I would agree with you there.
That he goes for the bright strats there.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of times in this game, particularly, just staying alive is your best friend.
Yeah.
Fast crushers for Mello, by the way.
Yeah, very good crusher cycle there. Norel doing the bright as well.
All right, it's that time. Let's hope that Dustman is nice to Mello, and Aurel having a really good lag room over there at the same time.
Yeah, that was very clean. Always glad to see people get through that screen. Okay, Mello got one suck, but he had the health for it, so.
This is something that I find interesting, that Aurel having such a good PB is still opts to buster through the Dust Crushers, and yet does it fairly quickly. It's definitely the more consistent strat of the two.
Definitely. And probably could use a charge buster on the on the dancing Met there in that case as well. I don't know if that's faster than just shooting him 3 times, but it's an option if you're going for the Buster strats. All right, and now it's time to see the only zip that these 2 runners are going to be going for, the Skull Zip. Very nice to from Mello there. There's the one that's in Dust that doesn't save any time that we saw Polari do. I think both times he did his runs.
I think we saw Vet do it as well in the heats.
Oh, Vet did it too? Nice.
Yeah.
It's right about even, maybe just very slightly slower than the fastest cycle, but if you're more consistent at that than the fast cycle, then it's a good option to go for.
There's only one other zip that we shouldn't talk about that involves many frame inputs and wire adapter.
Yeah, we're just gonna pretend that one doesn't exist at all.
Some of those jumps at the end of Skullman stage can be really kind of scary. They're slightly tighter than they look, but not a problem for Mello. And then we were talking earlier about how Ring kind of reacts to you. Skullman very much reacts to you in the sense that if you stand there and do nothing at the beginning of his fight, he will also stand there and do nothing. And most of his movement is completely based on how you're pressing the controller, which is how we set up this nice center kill. He had a short shield too.
Nice short shield pattern. The Skull stage is a very fun stage. It's a nice showcase of just like how good Balloon and how good Flash Stopper can be.
Flash Stopper, the beautiful broken weapon in this game.
Yeah.
With Pharaoh being the other beautiful broken weapon.
Yeah.
And
Flash Stopper is almost not broken, but they just the ability to extend the length of how long the screen is frozen for by sliding makes it just very broken.
For sure. Mello's entering dive stage, and I would love it, Papa, if you could talk about the water physics and what you'd have to do in here.
Yeah, so...
A thing or two about that.
In a more optimal sense, the way that Mello is currently not doing it, because I thought he was a Mega Man 6 runner and not a Mega Man 4 runner. I'm a little disappointed. You can cancel your slides underwater, because you can't normally... There's one. You can't jump out of your slides underwater. They count as foreground tiles. So in order to do optimal movement, you kind of have to do Mega Man 6 style slide cancels where you turn around and then jump. They can be very tricky to do, especially if you're unfamiliar with slide cancels themselves or 6's mechanics. But I would expect Mello to go for a couple more than he is right now. I'm a little surprised.
So that's what happens when you play too much 4 and not enough 6.
Yep.
Can you also, this is my question to you, can you also cancel using the A button the same way you can in 6?
You cannot. It does not work that way in 4. 6 is the only one that is allowed in.
On to Dive Man, who I think is the scariest of the 8 robos if you're playing this game casually, because contact damage in this game is so much, and Dive Man's whole tactic is, I'm going to get up in your space. But for someone who knows this game well, no problem at all. And there goes Mel, just taking one little hit there. Hopefully going to see the animation skip.
Oh, just missed. It's very close. You have to be in just the right spot when the fanfare starts in order to kind of skip the jumping up into the air for the fanfare. For dive stage, it saves quite a lot of time, just because normally you have the floaty physics from falling back down.
Yeah, the only other stage where it's viable for an RTA runner would be Pharaoh Man stage, because you're on a slightly higher platform there. But that one is an even more difficult animation skip than this one.
Yep. Yeah, you don't get the floaty physics to kind of help you time it. You have to jump just at the right time in Pharaoh.
Bad RNG right there.
Yeah. Bad bats. It always scares me when I see people finish dive stage with Flash Stopper. Because you slide off of the edge there and have to slide on the spikes.
Oh yeah, that's how I do it. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary when I watch it, just because I've seen some people not get their slide off in time, and their iframes run out right as they're landing on the second spike.
For me, the scare is taking that jump too high. If you're going under the mine and hitting the spikes up top.
Yeah.
Ooh, Aurel getting the animation skip too.
Nice, very nice. All right, we have Drill Man or Dive Man 2.0. The initial dive is scripted, but we'll see how many Mello gets here after that. One immediately.
Drill Man being bad.
There's a walk pattern.
That's exactly kind of what you want, because if he starts walking, he will walk all the way to the other side of the screen before he does anything else.
Yep. Aurel getting the good bat pattern.
Drill Man stage is kind of brutal, and I feel like I'm maybe saying this too soon, but the checkpoint in this stage is so far to the end that taking a death before there can cost you a ton of time. And I did not curse him, he's there.
That screen right before the checkpoint where it's the turrets that you have to freeze. You like jump up and shoot the turrets, and then you like want to slide on those platforms to get to the next one faster. But if you get a small drop there, it's probably the most dangerous drop in this game from my experience. You have to react so fast to it.
Yeah, the way a drop will just kill your momentum is very scary. And actually, I'd say even more so in this room that Mello's in right now with my rap friends. But if you get a drop that gets stuck in those waterfalls, you can't see them, and you'll pick them up, and it will just completely end your momentum and sometimes drop you right off the stage.
Yeah.
Toadman stage is actually probably the easiest stage to get just an instant death in, because there's just so many little pits and weird physics going on throughout it, especially in this room he's in right now. No problem there with the back deboost. But yeah, easy boss, very tough stage.
Yeah. I think I saw one dive from Drill on Aurel. And I did catch that slide cancel there, Mello. Even if it was accidental and you got the immediate reslide. That one was actually pretty good.
I'll give it a 5.
Yeah.
And that is it for 8 robos. Good 8 robo time for Mello there.
A solid mid-18.
1840-ish.
1841 teleport. Really, really solid time. Yeah, I was worried about that when he walked for a little bit there. If your slide ends at just the wrong time, you actually don't make that gap. You have to be sliding all the way across in order to make that.
So yeah, that's another tight moment there. Looks like Mello is starting to enter the Cossack stages. I'm going to be a grumpy person and tell you that Dr. Cossack is not the main villain of this game, and not play the same game that every other commentator has so far.
Spoilers!
Of you.
How could you do this to me? I was expecting Cossack to be the villain.
That's okay. We can talk about Mr. X some other time.
Yeah. Yeah, the Cossack one is ice physics the stage.
Right now.
All right, getting that back. Despawn of the Joe there. Oh, skull strats. Oh, right, he ran out of a flash because of the earlier death.
Yeah,
so a good backup there for sure.
Yeah, no problem. No problem with those backups either. Skull Shield is an interesting weapon. It's very useful as a backup for a lot of things, but you don't end up seeing it a lot in a run. Looks like Mel is hitting to the getting to the impossible hitbox here.
Mothraya's hitbox is very small, and Ring's hitbox is 1 pixel. So if you combine the two, it makes it incredibly difficult to actually deal damage to this boss. Where you can really only hit him when he's on the downswing of his movement pattern.
Yeah, I think me and half of chat have definitely seen those moments where you think that Ring is hitting, and for some reason it just goes right through.
Yep.
And then on to Cossack 2, which is like balloon heaven. If you like balloon strats, this is your stage.
I get to balloon through the whole thing pretty much. See which version of this room strats he goes for. That was a really high balloon placement. I got worried that he wasn't going to place it soon enough. Okay.
One more D-boost. Doing the balloons is like such a fast strat. It saves a few seconds over using jet, which is kind of the other way that someone would get through that room. The only kind of drawback to it is that taking all those D-boosts puts your health pretty low when you go to see the boss of this stage. And kind of changes a little bit of the routing.
It changes the dynamic of how you approach the square machine for sure, just being lower on health. Because you can take D-boosts to make the fight a little bit more a little simpler. But
all right, chat, let's get
this in. All right,
what's it gonna be? I'm gonna say 2-2.
Show me a 2-1. All right, that's a 2 pass. Okay. That's a 4 hit. Oh, nice. Barely squeaked in that 5. 2-3.
2-3.
Second worst pattern. But he gets through.
Nice easy 2 cycle for Mello.
Yep.
Much better than the fool who had a 4 cycle on Square Machine today.
I mean, it's happened to most of us. Can't say I'm not guilty of getting a 3-3-3-3 at one point. Alright, and we have the auto-scroller. I know Mel likes to shoot to the music here. Likes to cause a little bit of extra lag for himself.
Same goes for the moonwalk. But also making sure to mash down those turrets.
Yep. Yeah, it's very important that you kill them before their shot comes on screen, because that is very laggy.
And it's about kind of one of the only things you can really do to help optimize this auto scroller.
No more shooting the music because we're on Ring now.
Seems like we've also seen kind of a variation between different runners here of what weapon refills they want to take when and how safe they're being with their weapon refills. A big variant is in the next stage, there's a chance to refill some Pharaoh shot. I feel like more times than not I've been seeing people pick it up because of race safety, but in a PB attempt, it's not something you would normally do.
Yeah, I know personally I pick it up if I feel like I've used too much Pharaoh on this fight, or like if I mess up the fight and I just have really low ammo. Is that a 2? I think it's a 2 pass from Aurel there. Four-hit cycle. That looks like another 2. 2-2. Not bad.
I know personally that is actually Aurel's least favorite pattern. He really doesn't like 2s. I'm not sure what.
Double kill.
Maybe that's why.
Oh, that's a crushing death there.
The only good thing about this being a game over for Aurel is that it's going to fill up all of his weapons again. So like he doesn't have to worry about being low on balloon going through the stage. Doesn't have to worry about any ammo that's been spent before here, which would have been a little bit of ring from the Mathraya fight.
Mello having a little bit of trouble with the cockroaches. I think he missed a shot and got off cycle a little bit there.
Some angry jumps from Mega Man to reflect that.
Yeah. Nice damage was through the screen there by Aurel. This bat.
That bat is one of the biggest jerks in this game.
Yeah.
I put that bat up there with the saw in Wily 2. That's just, up the ladder.
Yep. So Mello is going to opt to get the Pharaoh because he missed some shots. Probably a smart decision.
Additionally, yeah, just safety in the capsule fight is something that is nice. Big jump from Squishy, which is going to have to cause a couple of extra slide movements.
He's going to use Coil. He has a balloon. I guess he's just not quite comfortable enough with the balloon method through. So, I totally understand the misses here from Aurel, because Dust also is a 1 pixel weapon. And this boss also has a small hitbox, so it can be extremely irritating to just shoot just above him or just below him.
Oh no, another Square Machine is not being friendly today.
No.
Yeah, I can understand as well. I also feel like there's something kind of laggy about Dust, and I don't know if I'm the only one out there who has that feeling, but sometimes when you shoot Dust, it just doesn't seem to come out right when you hit the B button.
Yeah, it's because of the particle effects. So if the upper left particle has not left the screen, you can't fire another one. So it can be either eaten by like an enemy, or it can leave the screen, and then like the rest of them will despawn when you fire a new shot. But if that one's not gone, then you just can't shoot at all.
Today I learned.
Yeah, it's only the upper left particle that matters for shooting another one, which is why, like when you're fighting Pharaoh in the refights with Dust, you want to be on the left side of him, so that it despawns quicker. At least, if I'm remembering it properly, it's the you want to be on the left side so it despawns quicker. I forget if it despawns quicker going off screen on the left side or if it gets eaten shooting it on the right side. I know it's one of those two things. I just don't remember which one. If Choni was here, he would correct me immediately.
I'm sure that's true. Mel making quick work of the Mets, which is the only enemy we're going to see in Wily 1 here. We will have a little underwater section in here, so there's one last chance to judge those slide cancels. Looking forward to it.
Also, I get to tell Mello that his opinion on which Mets are the worst Mets is wrong. Dancing Mets are worse than Stone Mets, and no one will convince me otherwise.
I feel like I'm going to disagree with you on that one.
Didn't go for any of the slide cancels there. I'm disappointed, Mello. We'll see if he goes for the last one at the end of the screen here, or at the end of the last screen.
And some quick jet works through the Yoko blocks. It's really nice to see that those don't exist that much in this game. I think that's something I very much enjoy about this game, is that they only show up for a short section in the stage, and you can just jet right past them.
Yeah. I can't believe Mello's fully converted into a Mega Man 4 boy and not a Mega Man 6 boy.
And jumps through the door to get closer to Met Daddy. Got some bad luck there. You can get long cycles or short cycles with this boss, and if you get too many short cycles, which is not the case here, it's impossible to 3-cycle, which is the optimal pattern. A little low on health, but shouldn't be a problem.
Just missed a couple times there where he's doing the deboost method to kind of get an easier 5th hit in on the shorter cycle. First time, his 4th hit actually boomeranged past him, so couldn't fire his 5th shot in time.
Looks like Aurel had some trouble in C3 there. I saw an unwanted screen transition heading down. But hopefully he should be back on track getting through that long auto scroller.
I think he's trying to decide, okay, if he wanted to collect that.
Ooh, interesting opinion in chat here. Slide cancels are greater than balloons.
I mean, I would agree with that, and I know who that is. He's a classic 6 boy, so represent. All right, we got coming up to the cockroaches here on Aurel, and going through the jet stage of Mega Man 4 in Mello.
Spawning backwards, that's a nice little swag move, and also gives you just a second longer to make that jump.
Yep.
Missing that jump can be timely because the bats will open up, and kind of your only option is to either kill the bats or reset the screen, which both take up quite a few seconds.
Doing the mini slides, but we're gonna swap to Toad here and jump through this door as well, so that we can get the faster health spawn. Is he gonna go for it? No, he's just doing a little bit easier setup.
The Becco setup.
Yeah, it's the setup that looks like you're gonna go for the ring fight, but just an easier setup to get to the drill spot.
Yeah, it's very low risk.
Yep. I think I saw Aurel also get the Pharaoh pickup here in Cossack 4.
Cossack 4, the level that, in Kumba's infamous words from the Heats, isn't even a stage. Possibly my favorite quote of this tourney so far.
I wonder if it would be a stage if more people, or if like we were forced to do the upper route, the route that looks like a ROM hack every time we see it, because nobody does it.
Yeah, I remember somebody taking it in Heats, and I got confused. I didn't even know what it was. Calling it a ROM hack is a good example there.
Yeah. Hear the explosion? No, we're not. Okay. Alright, and the Pharaoh refight going through with Dust. Again, we do have his weakness, but just not useful to use it on him.
Pharaoh being a really good guy in that fight, mostly just standing in the corner and charging up shots. That's exactly what you want.
Yep. Aurel had a little bit of trouble getting the last hit in on Cossack Catcher there. Oh, we're gonna get that. I'm gonna break you, Mega Man. But yeah, optimizing the refights, just want to make sure that you end as close to the teleporter as you can, since it's very laggy to be on screen while their boss is exploding.
Gets the 5 skull shields on Bright, no problem. Here we go with the rain flushes. And away goes Bright Man. One of my favorite things about this game with refights is, and don't at me, Podot, but is that you get some really creative weapon use throughout it. It's not just a straight circle around.
I mean, that's very fair. I would agree with that.
We're just not taking things with their weakness. There's some very creative optimization of weapons throughout this, such as using the rain flush at the beginning of drill to get that extra hit, so it can potentially save you from a 1 HP dive.
Yep. Yeah, the creativity of the refights is very nice. But you know what's even better than that? No refights at all.
Are we talking about this game anymore?
I mean, it's possible in this game, theoretically. 36 frame perfect inputs in a 38 frame window, or something stupid like that. And then ending with dust. Both a good thing and a bad thing. Get the immediate suck.
One good thing about having dust here too is that first suck is kind of free-ish because the health that's going to drop when you take them will refill whatever you lose through it. But anything after that is going to start costing you time and health. And health is kind of important when you fight the Wily machine. Definitely in the second phase.
You can't do the second phase
sound.
Yeah, the ring scratches. Everyone, make sure your dogs are in the other room. Make sure Mello's in the other room. Second phase, you can do a little bit more optimally by taking some damage, so it's nice to have the extra health there. But kind of depends a little bit on the dust fight, whether or not you get to do that. Oh, nice. I like some of Aurel's damageless strats that he does.
Whoa. Taking a super high jet there and getting it. That's impressive. Seeing that jump is a straight invitation to land on the spikes.
Yeah. Right, so Mello on a pretty good pace here. Looks like as long as no shenanigans happen, going to be a nice high 38.
See if he gets any doubles on the capsule. Definitely not with that spawn. Again.
Same spawn twice. It was a good fast spawn there, but
there's one. Oh no, that thing got
that was a small hit. Should have just fired the small one. All right, there it is.
Hey, GG Mello with looked like a 38-53, if I'm right.
Yeah, it looked like about a 53 from the kill timing there.
Most of time. Looks like Aurel's making a quick save state here. On the way to Wily 2.
Looks like he's gonna call it there. A little upset with his couple of the deaths that he took. Yeah, race time, official race time, 38:53. So yeah, pretty good, pretty solid.
Well, GG to Aurel as well. Good attempt.
Yeah, GG. Just a couple of really small, like this is the thing with Mega Man 4 is you make a tiny mistake and just pits and spikes are everywhere. And it's really punishing in a lot of ways.
For sure.
Yeah, like Frame says, even if you do good, it punishes you.
I would agree. Mega Man 4 is indeed cruel.
Very fun. Just can be extremely punishing. We'll see if Mello wants to join up.
Possibly Aurel.
Yeah, very, very good time from Mello. That's within 30 seconds of his PB. And I think that was deathless through just a couple of minor bad luck things, a couple spots.
Yeah.
But I think overall it wasn't terrible. I mean, drill kind of sucked.
Yeah, getting to pull off a time that close to your PB in a race setting is always a good feeling.
It's like looks like Mello is gonna opt out of an interview. Just the way that his sound setup is. But we can go over what this means. So with Mello advancing, in the next round, he's going to be facing off against Ahmad. That's going to be a very close match. That's Seed 8 versus Seed 9. So
that'll be quite the matchup indeed.
Very exciting. And when's the next match coming up?
Do we have one more tonight, or is this it?
I thought there was one more, but trying to find it real quick. Scheduling.
We have
nothing from Cosmic.
nothing else nice. I don't think there's another Coinco match tonight. I'm pretty sure the first round of that is over now. Correct. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to be resuming the Cossack Cup tomorrow at 10 p.m. EDT with Mad Mega and Squidman. Featuring commentary by none other than Papat.1.
I'll see you guys there again. Yeah, it'll be fun. That's going to be another good match for sure. That's another very close one. I would expect that one to be very close. I know Squidman's been playing for a long time, and Mad Mega has a very good PB for how long I feel like he's been playing. Just improved very quickly. So that should be very even.
I would agree with that. It's going to be a good match. The rest of this tournament is going to be very exciting at that too.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. We hope to see you in the next match. And if you have any final words?
I think I'm good if you are.
I'm good.
Right
Thanks,
on.
everybody. Catch you next time.